Mr. Chang, we would like to ask you about parents who takes care of their child but they are lonely. So they are asking about how they can integrate father and mother's role in one person, or what they should do.
Okay. The question seemed to be how you single parent, either you are the mother, only father, how could you play the other role successfully? The fact is this, in any situation, we need to recognize that single parent is a phenomenon nowadays. But the last few hundred years, we do have single parent, but it's not like nowadays. For example, Iraq and Iran, there are many father or mother was lost or killed in the war, and even in Vietnam, and now of course in modern countries like United States and many other countries, we see the rate of divorce is very high, and so single parents is now the norm. That's first thing. The second thing is, yes, single parent have a heavy stress because you never be able to do all kind of things for the kids. The kids sometimes needs some from the father and some from the mother. And the question is, can you integrate the two energies of father and mother into one person? The answer is no. You can play two roles, but the energy is different kind of energy. Two roles meaning if you are mom, you can learn everything about a mom, you can learn everything about a father, and you can do, either ways to help grow the children. But the existence of another partner is so deeply and profoundly important to the psyche of a child. A child would naturally pick up that energy, would naturally demand that energy, and we just cannot substitute it with anything. 3, therefore the thing that we should approach is, if you are a single mom, you should do the very best of the single mom. You go to seminar, you learn how to be the best mom possible. If you're a single father, then you should learn, go to seminar, workshop, and anything just to learn to do the very best as a father. Then you learn what is needed over there. Single mom will learn what a father should do in this case, in that case. And then the single father also should learn why the children need the mother and what does it need for, blah blah blah. But you can learn, if you want to stay single, you need to learn not only your job but the other partner's job. By learning the jobs, by learning the roles, by learning what they need the children, it will help you tremendously how to raise the child. And so the child won't be very upset because lacking of one image, mother or father, or we call figures, father figures or mother figures. Now, it's something that in the universe there's always yin and yang. You cannot deny and say there's no yin, there's only yang. But you cannot say that I only need yin, I don't need yang. We all need both. And that's leading to number 4, and that we need to know the stages of our children. For example, from early stage of life, the child needs the total 100% care. That's the time that we parents, we devote 100% to raise the kids in the first few years. As we see the child progresses stage by stage, year by year, there are different needs, there are different ways of interaction with the boys and the girls. They're not the same. So I urge you to take courses and learn about these stages of child development, and also learn how important the figures, the father or the mother figures. But that, if you remember all this point here, probably point number 5 is most critical, and that is the love that each of them should have. Even if you have father and mother complete with you, but you don't give the child enough love, then it's still a problem. So the key to help us evolve is not about only the figure, but how much love that we give to the child. How much love to give to the child. How much love the child feel he or she received. Sometimes children receive, we say, oh, I give him a lot of love, but how much actual amount of love, meaning the kind of warmness, the assurance, the security, the kind of guidance, the amount of guidance that the child receives. It's like you eat a lot, but why don't you get fat? Oh, you eat a lot, but how much you absorb are two different things. And so we think about that, we should think about that. Point number 5 is that how much love we can give and how do we express love in a way that the child can receive. And that's very important. And it leads to point number 6, and that if a child has enough love and care and truly have the openness, then the child can accept the father or the single figure of the father, single figure of the mother, and then slowly open up to accept other people and other figures. In other words, there is hope. There is hope. There is hope. And the hope is, if you, as single mother, you gave enough love to the boy or the girl, then the boy and girl can grow up, and even he doesn't or she doesn't have a father figure, but there is some point that he or she can embrace a father figure easily because of love, amount of love and openness that you have given to the child. So that's a very important part of education, and I say that it's something that you cannot replace. You know, a yin and yang, you cannot replace a father figure when you don't have the father there. You cannot replace it with anything else. But you can slowly open up the child so that the child can receive and accept the father figure in the future easily. The example is that sometimes, not sometimes, but I have seen that a child grow up without a father. He was very angry, and he almost hate anyone who stand in and start to be his father figure. For example, he hate his teacher in school. He doesn't like to listen to the teacher. He felt that's something he wanted to deny because he was abandoned. His father left his mother for when he just 2-3 years old, and so he felt abandoned, and he needs a father figure, but he couldn't have it. So when the teacher, his school teacher, wanted to be a father figure, always talk to him and talk down to him, you should do this, do that. He hates him and he rebels against him, and he is, of course, denies him. But that tell us that it's not about how you can play 2 roles and you have 2 energies, but it is how much you, as a mother, how much love and openness you make your children receive, and you help them receive, and how much you can open their heart and mind so that they can accept the father figures in the future easily. Thank you for listening.